Hello and welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Shelly Beyer, and today I want to share part 5 of my story. One that looks back with love and speaks honestly to the version of me who waited so long to say yes. This is the episode I wish I could have heard years ago. It's what I would have told myself before surgery, before recovery, before I had the language or the courage to believe I was worth this. Because here's the truth. If I could sit down with that younger version of me, the one who'd spent years silently wanting a breast reduction but never making it happen, I would take her hands, look at her in the eyes, and say, "You are worthy of the love you give others. You always do so much for everyone else. You put people first because it's your nature. You care deeply. You give without thinking twice. But somewhere along the way, you learned that asking for help was too much, that needing support would make you weak, that your needs could always wait. And I want to say this with full honesty and full compassion. That's not true. Yes, it feels easier to give than to receive. I've lived that. Receiving made me uncomfortable for a long time. But what I eventually came to understand is this discomfort wasn't just about pride or independence. It was about self-worth. And not just the surface level kind, but the deeper emotional wounds that many of us carry from childhood, from the roles we were handed from the generations that came before us. I had to go on a healing journey before I ever had surgery. And it wasn't physical, it was emotional. I had to work through the belief that I didn't deserve to be cared for, that choosing myself made me selfish, that I had to earn every bit of love I received. And I'm telling you right now, if you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Because the truth is, when you heal those deeper wounds, it changes everything. You stop tolerating pain that you were never meant to carry. You stop putting your needs last. You stop waiting. And for me, that moment came when I finally said, "This is what I want, and I'm allowed to have it." Saying yes to surgery wasn't just about physical relief. It was about emotional permission and allowing people to show up for me during that time. That opened up a whole new chapter. For years, I told myself it was too much to ask, that caring for my horse during recovery was a burden on others, that needing my husband to do everything for a few weeks would be too hard on him, that I could just push through like I always did. But when I finally let go and allowed people to support me, I realized something. Receiving doesn't take away from others, it connects us, it deepens relationships, it gives people the chance to show their love, and it reminds them and us that we're not meant to do life alone. I thought I was being considerate by not asking for help. But what I've learned is that not allowing others to give can actually rob them of joy. I've always loved giving to others. It's one of my greatest joys. So why would I deny them that same feeling? That mindset shift changed everything. And I want to be clear, it didn't happen all at once. Letting go of control, that's hard. Receiving without guilt, that takes practice. But every time someone showed up, whether it was my husband, my sister, or the friends who helped with Sophie, it slowly rewired something in me. It helped me believe you are not a burden. You are not too much. You are loved and you are worthy of care, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. And as I reflect now, I can't help but think how many women are still holding off, not because they don't want the surgery, but because they're waiting for some kind of perfect green light. So let me say this as clearly as I can. Please don't wait as long as I did. I was 52 when I finally had my breast reduction. I spent decades managing the discomfort, working around the pain, trying to convince myself it wasn't that bad. But here's what I can say now. There will never be a perfect time. Life doesn't pause. There's always a reason to wait, whether it's kids, work, money, timing, and still, you are allowed to make space for yourself. You are allowed to take up time, attention, and care. You are allowed to ask for help. And yes, you are allowed to go for it. I want to leave you with one more truth. If you're waiting on the money, the time, the support, just make the decision. Say yes and trust the rest will rise to meet you. I've seen it happen over and over again. The moment you decide, the pieces start falling into place. Because when you stand in your worth, the universe responds. So don't keep putting yourself last. You've done that long enough. You are allowed to choose freedom. You are allowed to choose relief. And you are allowed to feel good in your body. Thank you so much for listening to this part of my journey. I hope something in it met you exactly where you are. I hope it reminded you that it's never too late to come back to yourself. I'll see you tomorrow for one last spark to close out the week. If this episode brought something up for you, or if you're wishing you had someone to talk to about it, come join us in Off the Rack Breast Reduction Support for Women over on Facebook. It's a new private group, and you don't have to navigate this alone. Until then, be gentle with your heart and kind to your body. And remember, you don't have to earn rest. You don't have to earn support. You are worthy.